opening phrase of a very popular Shakespearean play titled Hamlet. And it's also the title of this video that you're going to be watching for the next few moments. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 5 things that were revealed to me via an experience that happened in my backyard. And my hope is that the eyes of your understanding be enlightened to be or not to be. So before I go into these 5 points, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a very brief 30-second video, which again happened in my backyard just a few short days ago.
Not quite sure exactly what is going on, but it's a bee swarm outside. I'm not sure if it's able to pick this up. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see them. Bees. I just happen to see a lot of bees flying around the window. I'm like, what's going on?
Yes. So so that happened in my backyard. So I'm sure just like you watched it, I was like, good googly moogly, what in the world is going on? So I was in my kitchen at the time and I was busting suds. Now, for those of you that might be slightly slang challenged, that means washing dishes. So I'm washing dishes and I see a couple bees fly by my window, and which not out of the ordinary, but it wasn't not one, two, or three. It was like a lot, hundreds of bees. So I go over to my formal dining area and I look out the patio screen door and I see just a swarm of bees. All right, so point number 1 in this video is you have a choice. Right now, today, we're facing a global pandemic. But please understand, my friends, you have a choice. No matter what is thrown at you in life, you will always have a choice. And even in the midst of COVID-19, coronavirus, you have a choice. When I looked out the window and saw that swarm of bees, I had a choice. I could have been curious. I could have walked out and wondered what was going on, and I could have gotten harmed or possibly even caused me my life. But I made a choice, a wise choice to stay inside and watch from afar. You have a choice to be or not to be. So be wise. Listen to what the experts are telling you, what they're sharing with you. Okay? Listen to those that know what they're talking about. Be wise. Exercise social distancing. But notice social distancing does not mean social isolation. I'm married. I have a beautiful wife and 2 teenage kids. And yeah, we're practicing social distancing, but we're not isolated. We get out the house. No, we're not going to the malls or the movies. Really can't do that stuff anyway, but we go for bike rides. We exercise, we walk. We don't stay cramped up in the house. We don't go in large groups, but we do things. We're active because we have a choice. Be patient. Be patient. To paraphrase Southwest Airlines, we're no longer free to move about the country. We're not. You can't go nowhere. So be patient. To be or not to be. Patience is a virtue. Be kind. I'm reminded of what Mark Twain once said. He said, kindness is the language that the deaf can hear and that the blind can see. So be kind. To be or not to be. I was so disturbed this morning as I was watching the news briefly, and I saw this middle-aged white couple up in Jupiter, Florida, and they shared about how they were driving down the street and they had their window down, and this elderly woman in the car next to them threw a note into the car, and it wasn't a love note. They opened the note and it said, "Go back to New York. You're not welcome here." Why? Why? Was that necessary? Come on, be kind because you have a choice to be or not to be. Point number two, it's the little things. I once read somewhere that it's the small foxes that spoil the vine. It's the little things. And so oftentimes in life, if we don't deal with those little things, they morph, they get big, they get out of hand. So as we are isolated, as we're in our homes, as we're, confined to a degree, uses the time to look introspectively at what we need to work on, all right, and take care of those little things. Point number three, potential is always bigger than the problem. Potential, your potential is bigger than COVID 19. Yes, indeed. Your potential is bigger than the coronavirus. Well, Anthony, this is a huge problem. It's a challenge. I'm challenged. It feels like the walls are caving in, and I get it. Yes, this is problematic for all of us. But understand the problems and challenges, all they do is they help you manifest your latent potential. What's latent potential? Latent potential, quite simply put, is, come on, computer. Wow. Latent potential refers to the powers or the possibilities existing, but they're hidden. They're not yet actualized. It's there. It's on the inside of you. You have that latent potential. You have that power. You have that possibility, right? But just know that that potential, that power, it's bigger than the problem. It's bigger than what we're dealing with right now. This is a great opportunity, my friend. You might be watching me saying, Anthony, are you crazy? Is people dying? Yes, people are dying. But people were dying before this pandemic. People were dying before this crisis. But that does not negate the opportunity to be or not to be. That is the question. I've been told oftentimes that I'm lucky. Oh, Anthony, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. Things just kind of come to you. I'm not lucky. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Because see, when preparedness or preparation meets opportunity, that's luck. So use this time to work on your potential. Use this time to prepare and get better. Because after this season passes, your preparation, your potential is going to meet up with opportunity and you're going to get lucky. Yes, indeed. Point number 4. This too shall pass. Yes, indeed. This too shall pass. When this happened, I want to show you something. Show you two pictures here. Now, if you look at the one on the right, that was the beehive. That was the beehive. When they were swarming, like the next day I went out there and I looked at it. The one in the middle, that's the beehive. The one on the right, that's where it started at. That was 3 days later. Nothing left but just a honeycomb. This too shall pass. It's a season. It's a temporary thing. 3 days later, it was done. Well, Anthony, it's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 months for some countries. It's been a long time. When is it going to end? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm not Nostradamus. I cannot predict the future. But what I do know is it will pass. And when it does pass, guess what? We're going to spring forth bigger, better, stronger, faster than we ever have as a culture, and as a society. We really and truly are. Okay, just stay the course and know that this too shall pass. All right, this too shall pass. And my last point number 5, you can fly. You can fly. You can. You can fly. You can fly. Just, aerodynamically, there was once upon a time that it was thought that the bumblebee should not be able to fly. But the bumblebee didn't know it. So it went about flying anyway. And all it really meant at the time was that scientists could not figure out how they did it. They didn't have the answer. They did not have the answer. And after we've gone through this pandemic, after we've gotten over this hump, as a society, okay, people are going to look at you and they're going to wonder how you did it. People are going to wonder and question how you're able to rise up from the ashes. People are going to question how you did it. And all you're going to be able to say is, but God. Ha ha! But God. Anthony, this is such a crazy time, and I get it. It really and truly is for us all. And it may seem impossible what you're facing, what you're doing, and what you're going through. But understand, I need you to get a Ginsu knife and chop it up, and it's going to say, I'm possible. I need you to walk in faith, not in fear. And just know, my friend, that you were built for a time such as this, to be or not to be. That is the question. I'm Anthony Henderson, speaker extraordinaire. I hope you got something out of this. I'm Linda D's first born child, reminding you that life is God's gift to you, and what you do with that life is your gift to God. Thanks for watching, and be blessed.